Let's talk about stretch jeans. I don't get it. Why is it stretchy? It's cotton.
So there's two methods.
It's core spun yarn and then filament twisted yarn.
There's the core spun yarn where the polyurethane is in the middle and then the cotton is wrapped all the way around it, like coralled it, so you don't see the poly at all, which is what we use because it gives it the more authentic vintage look.
So that's why it looks like a 100% cotton denim, but it's
wrapped around the polyurethane.
Core yarn, it's the polyurethane.
You're hiding the poly, but it still allows for us to get the stretch of the poly.
Filament twisted yarn, it's mean just twisted.
The filament twisted yarn, as he showed, is just twisted, so both the cotton and the PU are exposed. So then that exposed polyurethane makes the stretch fabric look a little bit cheaper. You're seeing more of a shine. And then it's also holding the indigo color, which would not allow it to fade as nicely as rigid denim does.
The cheaper one that looks a bit more shiny and looks a bit more artificial, it doesn't fade quite in the same vintage sort of way that people like, that's when they're wrapping around like a double helix, I guess. And then there's the other one where you have the polyurethane like that, and it's wrapping around it like a rope or a cable. That sort of hides to an extent the polyurethane and also gives it properties that are a lot more similar to traditional 100% cotton.
Correct.
Than some stretch. Okay, and that also explains why there are some stretch jeans that just look like crap and others that fade just fine and are actually fine.
Yeah, I mean, for our stretch denim, because it's only 4% polyurethane, that also helps. Polyurethane, you don't really need a lot. So it allows us to let the cotton kind of do its thing. So cotton's a really durable fiber. It's gonna adhere to the body. It too will stretch out a little bit, but it's got great memory. So as soon as you wash it, it recovers.
We're talking about two-way stretch. Now, tell me about four-way stretch, which is extra rare. And I've even got some workout clothes at home that are just two-way stretch, not even four-way stretch. How does that operation work to make it four-way stretch versus two-way stretch?
So normally two-way stretch, as you can imagine, would stretch in the width, because that's where you need it, and it doesn't stretch in the length. Our four-way stretch stretches width and length, and the way that that's created is when it's in the loom, there's polyurethane in both the weft and the warp yarns. So weft and warp are the weaving yarns, so it's poly in both of them, which allows it to have the 360 stretch.
That's less complicated than I thought it would be.
Sorry.
The first thing a lot of people complain about with stretch jeans is knee bags. And I imagine that must have something to do with the fact that it only stretches one way, so it can bunch in the other.
Yeah.
Is that accurate? I've worn Kato all summer. Does Kato's denim retain its shape better than some stretch denim out there?
It could help because it's loosening the whole area, so it wouldn't be as dramatic as where the two-way stretch, when you're bending, it's just gonna stretch out a lot.
Yeah.
So when it's a four-way stretch, it's kind of stretching all directions, but in a smaller manner or smaller increment.
Some people find stretch denim to be less durable than 100% cotton. Others say it's more durable because it gets less stress on it because it stretches. Is it more or less durable?
It's almost the same, the 100% cotton denim.
Okay, Ashley, what do you think?
So stretch denim, depending on the percentage, would be a little bit weaker over time just for the synthetic fibers that are in it are gonna lose the elasticity over time, whereas cotton doesn't have that and it's pretty durable. It does break down over time, it just takes a little bit longer. But we've strategically selected our four-way stretch with that core and spun so that we can maintain that stretch. Our fabric actually has the same yarn density as 100% rigid denim, so the strength is fairly comparable.
You said it loses elasticity and breaks down over time, but also that it doesn't.
So the synthetic fibers will lose its elasticity and break down over time, as where cotton is a little bit more durable, so it takes longer for the cotton to break down and start to tear.
Does that mean at some point there'll be a time when the stretchiness has gone away, but the jeans will still be cotton?
Yeah.
So okay, so the stretch just dissipates with time.
Yeah.
How many years can I expect out of my stretch jeans?
On your Kato jeans? I don't know. For as long as we've been around and we've been established, we haven't had any holes or breakdowns as of yet. So
And that's 10 years, 10-year-old company.
Yeah.
All right, are you giving me a party line? You guys can tell me if your jeans break down.
10 years, we'll check back in.
Will my stretch jeans fade as well as my cotton jeans?
Yeah, basically, so our 4H selvage jeans use the core spun yarn. It's gonna fade the same with the 100% cotton jeans.
If you had the filament twisted yarn where the elastic is exposed, that's going to hold the color, where the core spun yarn hides the poly, so the cotton is on the outside, allowing it to do what it naturally does, like 100% rigid denim jean would.
Filament twisted yarn, that's gonna age differently. Coarse spun yarn should be about the same.
Correct.
Does stretch denim drape differently to regular denim?
So anything with more elastic, spandex, polyurethane is going to drape a little bit more because the fabric is going to be a little bit more open and softer. It's not going to be as tightly spun as 100% cotton, whereas 100% rigid is going to fold opposed to like softly rounding out.
Stretch denim, can we admit it doesn't breathe as well as cotton denim? You know, on a hot day, people prefer cotton jeans to stretch jeans a lot of the time. Like, so the heat escapes more easily when it's cotton. Do you agree?
You're taking a natural fiber that is going to breathe just fine and adding a man-made fiber that has no breath to it. It is completely solid. You're mixing the two together. So yes, depending again on the content of the denim, it will breathe less with the synthetic fibers in it.
One thing I liked is that you have pretty lightweight denim. You got 10.5 ounce, which is lighter than most any jeans you're likely to find. And what's cool is it doesn't breathe quite as well as 100% cotton, but it's lighter than almost any 100% cotton jeans you're likely to find anyway. So it sort of balances that out. Whoa. All right.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's bounce.
All right, so